Oh, how are we, lads? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Welcome to round 19 of the NRL. Hope you guys are doing well on this Tuesday night, currently 7:15 p.m. as I am recording this video. Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to round 19 of the NRL. Some great games this weekend. More double headers. We got a double header on Saturday night up at Suncorp Stadium. Manly versus Tigers. A double header on Sunday up at the Gold Coast between the Dragons and the Titans and the Dogs and the Sharks. Going to be a great round of footy. I hope your team gets up over the weekend. So, lads, let's get straight into it. Round 19 of the NRL kicks off on Thursday night up at Seabus Super Stadium on the Gold Coast. It is the Parramatta Eels up against the Canberra Raiders. Parramatta are $1.20 favourites here. The Raiders are at $4.50. No Mitchell Moses for Parramatta. No Jack Whiten for the Raiders as well. So, two big blows there for both sides. I thought Parramatta last week against the Gold Coast were in complete control of the whole contest. They looked very, very dominant. As for the Raiders, they had a pretty good win over the Sharks. It was a gutsy win, but one that they definitely needed to collect, as in trying to fight for that top 8 position. But look, I think Parramatta, even without Mitchell Moses, I just think they'll be far too good here. I think Parramatta win, and I think they win well. So I reckon the Eels will beat the Raiders on Thursday night. Eels to win, 28 points to 8. I reckon Clint Gutherson will be the man of the match. And I reckon Blake Ferguson will score a double in his return on Thursday night. So Eels to win, 28 points to 8. Gutherson to be best on ground, and Blake Ferguson to score a double on Thursday night. Let's move on to Friday Night Football. The first game kicking off at 6 o'clock up at Sunshine Coast Stadium. It is the Sydney Roosters up against the Newcastle Knights. The Roosters are favourites here at $1.25. Newcastle on the other end at $4. I thought the Roosters were very gutsy against the Cowboys last week up there in Townsville. They did well to get the job done in that one. As for Newcastle, well, they were absolutely flogged by the Melbourne Storm, but to be fair, they had majority of their big guns out, so always going to be tough to beat Melbourne, especially when you have your best players out. But, I think Newcastle can really push the Roosters this weekend. I'm going to tip the Roosters, but I don't think there'll be a whole lot in this one. So I'm going to go the Roosters to beat the Knights by 8, 26 points to 18. I reckon James Tedesco will be man of the match on Friday night. And I reckon Drew Hutchison will score a try in this game as well. So Roosters to win, 26 to 18. Tedesco to be the man of the match, and Drew Hutchison to score a try at any time of the game. Let's move on to the other game on Friday night. It is the North Queensland Cowboys, my team, up against the Melbourne Storm, the reigning defending premiers. Yeah, no, I'm not looking forward to this. Cowboys, I should say Melbourne. Melbourne are $1.05. The Cowboys are at $13. Yeah, no, this ain't going to be good. The Cowboys are without some of their centres. Bowen's out with an ACL, so I wish him all the best. Connolly Lamelu somehow is in the side. They got Kane Bradley on debut in the wing, so I want to wish him all the best. As for Melbourne, though, they are resting a few players, though, in Munster, Finucane, Kafusi, Jennings. Cowboys blew it last weekend against the Roosters. Melbourne, they blew Newcastle off the park. This ain't going to be nice. I'm going to go to Storm. I reckon they're going to have a really, really big win. Obviously, I'll be cheering on the Cowboys Friday night and hoping they can get up and cause an upset, but I just can't see it happening. So I'm going to go to the Storm here by 50. Storm to win, 54 points to 4. Jerome Hughes will be man of the match, and I'm going to go Nelson or Solomona to score a try off the bench. So, lads, Melbourne win this game by about 50. Jerome Hughes will be best on field, and I reckon Nelson or Solomona will score any time. Melbourne by 50. I am not looking forward to that game Friday night. It's going to be, honestly, the Cowboys will be in the morgue after Friday night. It ain't going to be pretty at all. Let's move on to Super Saturday. The first game kicking off at 3 p.m. up at Sunshine Coast Stadium. It is the South Sydney Rabbitohs up against the New Zealand Warriors. The Rabbitohs are $1.15. The Warriors at $5.50. Now, if the Warriors didn't get all those injuries, I was prepared to call this the game of the round because both sides have got plenty of attack in them. Now, South Sydney were very, very sloppy against Canterbury on Sunday night. They were not pretty at all. They did well to get the win, but it wasn't convincing at all. As for the Warriors, I thought they were very brave against the Panthers. The Warriors had to play about 50, 60 minutes with 13 men. They had no bench. So that was very brave from the Warriors. But look, in this one, I think South will still win, but I don't think there'll be a whole lot in this one. It might be a high-scoring game, and it might be close. So I think South Sydney will beat New Zealand, but not by a whole lot. So I'm going to go the Rabbitohs to beat the Warriors here. 32 points to 20. I reckon Cody Walker will be man of the match, and I reckon Latrell Mitchell can score 2 tries on Saturday afternoon. So Souths to win in a high-scoring game, 32 points to 20. Cody Walker will be man of the match, maybe like 4 or 5 try assists. And I reckon Latrell Mitchell will collect a double on Saturday afternoon with the Rabbitohs to get the job done. Let's move on to Saturday night, 5:30, the first game of the doubleheader at Suncorp Stadium. It is the Manly Warringah Sea Eagles up against the West Tigers. Manly are $1.15 favourites here. The Tigers at $5.50. I thought Manly were very, very good against the Dragons last weekend. I don't think Manly were as good as what the scoreline says. I thought they were a bit sloppy. But, they were without DCE and the Trbojevic brothers, and they still got the job done last week. As for the Tigers, though, well, they did very well to beat the Broncos last weekend, but with all due respect, it is the Broncos. They are a bottom 4 side. So are the West Tigers, I guess you could say. Yeah, look, I think the Seagulls win this game, and, they will probably win the game well. I don't see how the Tigers are going to worry Manly. I mean, last year they had this game, I think it was, and Adam Doueihi had a hat-trick or something. I remember that game. It was like 32-30 or something. So, look, this game has potential to be okay, but I think the Seagulls will be too good on Saturday night. So I'm going to go Manly here. 36 points to 10. I reckon Ola Kawatu will be the man of the match, the young back rower. And I'm going to go Tom Trbojevic and Jason Saab to both score 2 tries on Saturday night. Manly to win, 36 points to 10. Let's move on to the other game on Saturday night. It's the other game of the doubleheader. It's the Penrith Panthers up against the Brisbane Broncos. Penrith are $1.15 favourites here. Brisbane at $5.50. Penrith, they were okay last week without being brilliant. They showed their composure. They were very, very calm in that game against the Warriors. They sort of waited for New Zealand to wear out, and they took advantage of that. As for the Broncos, well, they stuffed it again. They had the Tigers shot, and then one disallowed no try went against the Broncos, and they just fell off a cliff after that. So very hard to tip Brisbane here. Penrith welcome back Jerome Luai. I'm not convinced Jerome Luai will play. I think he's been rushed in because I don't think they really like Tyrone May in the halves, but somehow Tyrone May's there again. Look, I think Penrith win this game, and I think they win this game quite well. I'm going to go Penrith here by 46 points to 6. I reckon Matt Burton will be man of the match on Saturday night, and I reckon Stephen Crichton will score 2 tries. Stephen Crichton to collect a double. Panthers to beat the Broncos by about 40 points on Saturday night. Let's move on to Sunday footy. The doubleheader up at Seabus Super Stadium on the Gold Coast, kicking off at 1:50 p.m. It is the St. George Illawarra Dragons up against the Gold Coast Titans. The Titans are favourites here at $1.50. The Dragons at $2.55. Now, I thought the Dragons last week in a beaten side actually played okay. I think if the Dragons can fix up their completion rate and just be more patient with the football, then they will win more games. As for the Gold Coast, well, they were not even in the game at all against Parramatta last weekend, and I believe Jamal Fogarty's not playing this weekend. Either was Aaron Clark. So Mitchell Raines in the number 9, and Toby Sexton's in the halves. Look, it's a whole new combination there with the spine for the Gold Coast. That's for the Dragons though. Corey Norman's out, probably a good thing for him. Jaden Sullivan's in the side. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this young kid goes on Sunday afternoon. Look, you know what? The Dragons are outsiders here, which is unbelievable at $2.55. I reckon the Dragons win, and you know what? I reckon they win this game. Well, the Dragons are my specials of the round. I reckon they'll win well on Sunday afternoon. Obviously, everyone knows, how I feel about the Titans and all that, but the Titans last weekend showed me absolutely nothing. The Dragons showed some guts in a beaten side, and Corey Norman's out. The disease is out of the Dragons. It will make them a better side here. So, you know what? I'm going for the upset. Dragons to beat the Titans, and I reckon they'll beat them well. I'm going to go the Dragons here. 32 points to 14. Ben Hunt to be man of the match, and I reckon Matt Duffy's due for a huge game. Matt Duffy to score a double on Sunday afternoon. Dragons to win. 32 points to 14. And the final game of the round at Seabus Super Stadium, obviously with the double header, it is the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs up against the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks. This game is kicking off at 4:05 p.m. The Sharks are $1.30 favourites here. The Bulldogs at $3.75. Now, I've got to say, the Bulldogs have been very gutsy the last couple of weeks. They went really well against the Roosters 2 weeks ago and South Sydney last week. So they've been going okay against the top 6 sides. But they're up against a Sharks side who would be really disappointed with last week's game against the Raiders. So, look, the Bulldogs have been up for a few weeks. I can't see them getting up for a third week in a row. So I'm going to tip the Sharks to beat the Bulldogs on Sunday afternoon. I'm going to go to Sharks 28 points to 8. So the Sharks by 20. I reckon Will Kennedy will be the man of the match. And I'm going to go, I reckon Talakai, the back row, I reckon he'll score 2 tries on Sunday afternoon. Sharks to get the job done there. 28 points to 8. So, guys, they're my tips for round 19 of the NRL. I have got Parramatta to beat Canberra 13+. The Roosters to beat the Knights 1-12. Storm to beat the Cowboys 13+. Rabbitohs to beat the Warriors 1-12. Manly to beat the Tigers 13+. Panthers to beat the Broncos 13+. Dragons to cause an upset over the Titans 13+. And the Sharks to beat the Bulldogs. The Dragons are my specials of the round. But guys, thanks for watching. Hope your team gets up over the weekend. Have a fantastic Tuesday night, fellas. And I'll see you guys in the next one.